Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Sound great.
Crystal clear.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now let's get those notes.
So I thought the presentation to the Silicon Valley Mac user group went well. I got a lot of good questions at the end.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I
I'll
thought
go
it was
back and watch
very.
it. They always put it on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's the same one. If you saw it, you saw it already. But I
Yeah.
mean, at the end, people were like, how do I get started? How can I, and I thought that was nice.
Yep, I'm up next.
Okay. I
Next
won the
month.
raffle. They
Are
give
you
a free
kidding?
book away,
Oh, you're
and I
funny.
ended up winning it. Yeah, I'm like, you don't have to give it to me. I'm just like a guest. And they're like, no, you won. And I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hey, did I hear something about a raffle?
I won a raffle, but it was
All
a
right.
Joe Kissel book. I got to pick my topic. So I
Nice.
picked automation, my last frontier.
These
all
are the voyages of the Mac users group.
Right. I know how to do simple ones, but I'd like to get better at it.
Yeah, I have to start doing it because my thermostat, the Nest thermostat, they discontinued it.
Yeah.
So I had to pick a new thermostat, and the new thermostat doesn't have any controls. So
What?
This
I
is
have-
why
I
I
have to
have
automate.
stayed away from all that stuff.
What did you pick? Like, what kind of thermostat doesn't have controls?
What is it? Arrow or Eero or something like that? Hang on a minute. What is it?
You lose Marty?
Does it tell me?
Not Ecobee?
Oh, yes, that one.
Yeah,
Well, in
I
the
got
app,
copy.
you can do a lot of controls,
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
not using the app. I have it in the home app.
but you can use it in the app too.
Oh.
Both. You can use it both.
Only
Yeah,
if it
I run all
agrees,
my
Yeah,
run all
but-
my Ecobee stuff through the app.
which would be good, except I can't get the app to agree that the thermostat is something it can talk to. We've
Really?
been arguing with it all week. It says, nope,
Oh.
that's not it. Nope. Like the first day, yeah, it saw it. And it has done nothing other than see it.
Oh,
Are you
no.
talking about the home app or are you talking about the Ecobee app?
The Ecobee app.
Hmm.
So I just left it in the home app and I can change the temperature and yeah.
Get the pods if you didn't get the temperature pods. You know that they sell the individual temperature
yeah.
sensors?
Yeah, usually
Yeah, I
comes
think
with
I
like
have
one or two.
one of those.
Because it usually comes with one, I think, or two.
Yeah.
Hey, Marty, do you use Fedica
To what is it?
for social media? Posting social media?
Fedica?
Yeah. Fedica.
I think it's like Federation, but Fedica.
No.
Did you use it, Ben?
Yeah, I use it all the time.
I can't seem to get to the website. Very strange.
Fedica.com. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, but I try to sign in and it don't let me.
Yep. Eric, I'm going to post a link to the thermostat that I shall be getting here.
How is it that I show up several minutes early and I'm still the last one here?
Because I showed up 20 minutes early. That's how.
Holy
Marty,
fucking
you just blanking out, I assuming, right? Your camera's okay?
What, did my camera conk out?
No, Marty.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I just
You just
to be honest with you, I had to clean something between my teeth and I really didn't want to do that.
Oh, well, no, you didn't have to be honest. I just make sure, because it happened twice. I just want to make sure something wasn't wrong.
Yeah, well, the first time was to pee and the second time was to clean something out of my
Well, you
teeth.
didn't have to tell me that.
It was mixed up.
I will let you know if any other bodily functions come
I
up.
was worried about technical issues. That's all.
I just remembered I have the Canada Mac users group I got to go speak at. I'll be.
Yeah, I hear my mom calling. I gotta go.
Canada. Really?
Yeah.
Is
All
it,
right,
is
I'm
it just
ready.
This is Tahoe, eh?
Are you
is
serious?
it just me or is Dave is your mic like
Hello?
are you on the wrong mic?
I might be. Let's check. Thank you for noticing.
Guy, are you Are you eating Otter Pops?
Oh,
Nice.
Otter Pop.
Ice Pops.
Oh, that looks really good.
Except these are the kind that I don't think are supposed to be frozen, because
Oh,
it just has like a little tiny thing that you cut off the end. Frozen,
yeah,
you
that
can't
doesn't
get
work.
anything out of it.
You're gonna have to suck a lot harder.
That's what she said.
Well,
I'm ignoring all of you.
Thank
Yeah,
I
you.
would.
Yeah, okay, so what made that totally work was that the person you never expect to make the joke just did.
Mhm.
That's right. Okay,
I do
what
that
is
every
going
once in a
on?
while.
Now my
I'm sorry. I show up and immediately start criticizing your equipment, Dave.
I guess.
I blame Guy.
I would. I totally would. Well, it looks like we got some lag going on here too.
Really? Let me
Yeah.
see lag. Not in Zoom.
All right. Hold on.
I'm just usually like this normally.
Oh, you lag normally?
Yep.
Fair enough.
There you go,
There you
Jeff.
go, Jeff.
Oh wow.
I'm hearing two mics.
Why is that going?
Can you hear me
Can you
okay?
hear me okay?
Yep, but we hear both of you.
I can't
Double.
hear you.
Yeah.
And your mirror universe.
Mm,
Right?
Good
You
Dave,
can
bad
tell-
Dave.
You can tell the mirror universe Dave
Hold
because
on.
he's got the goatee,
goatee.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The whole, yeah. Guy,
Yeah.
in my head canon, those are actually those Everclear shooter things.
Ah. Filled with
I-
alcohol.
Yeah, filled with alcohol.
It very well could be.
So far,
Yeah.
ever since Jeff's come, I haven't understood a word anyone has said. So I don't know.
I blame me. Well, I blame Guy.
And guy.
How do I sound now, Jeff?
Oh, you sound luscious.
Okay, so it's. I guess Zoom just changed it to looking at the mic, and it says, what did it say? Same as system, and it says Zoom virtual mic.
Frickin' Zoom.
Something changed there.
Zoom.
Let's hope it records okay. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Whoop.
Test, test,
Whoop.
test, test.
Echo, echo.
Are you echoing? No, I turned it off.
Okay, now you're good.
I mute. I had my head set on mute. All right. If anything can go wrong, it has gone wrong. Couldn't even
Oh,
post.
you say that,
But
but I think you just aren't thinking
I use
big enough.
I use
You just
Fedica.
jinxed
I
us.
use Fedica to post the social media. The site won't launch. I tried 2 different browsers.
Really?
I mean, you probably can get to the main site, but when I sign in, it won't log in. It just bounces me out.
Huh.
I'm not going to.
Now, I was already logged in,
Right, I was, but then
and so when I opened at the site, it took me right to my thing, which is absolutely no help to you.
no, I'm just saying it's it
It
was doing
works
that in
fine for
Firefox,
Jeff.
but I don't know what the deal is.
Do you have a cache issue?
Probably,
I always have cache issues.
But then
Well,
if I clear out the
I'm all
cache,
caught
then
up
I
on
have to
my
sign back
bills.
in. But I tried signing in with Edge, and I put the right information in, and it just bounces out.
Oh,
I'm in
I
with
blame
Chrome.
AWS.
Well, I'm gonna try one more browser. Try the dreaded Chrome. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, everybody has to
Have we
watch
tried
this.
Chat GPT Atlas.
Maybe I should use Atlas.
Yeah.
I've been seeing things on and off about both Atlas and Comet, but OpenAI is going to have to figure out the differences between AI and browsers, I think. Because like something that it wouldn't let you do in AI, because it's controversial, like very, very. I saw an example of it. And actually what it is the guy said, show me videos of Hitler speaking before, in 1945 or whatever. So in a browser, you might do that, right? But you don't do that, and you don't in ChatGPT, right? You don't do anything, And so I'm like,
Yeah.
but a browser is supposed to be a little bit more agnostic, And so they got stuff to figure out, I think, or maybe they just decide they don't, that's what they are.
See, that would be what a Grok browser would be for.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to query it. It would
Right.
just,
Would
let you
Well,
know.
they fired that guy, first of all, but Grok is pretty darn good. I have to tell you, it's I have tested it, and it does some things that other AIs just don't do, which will be. I was kind of imagining, like, do you use ChatGPT and it says, "Oh my gosh, that's a great idea, Jill, that's brilliant. What insight?" And I thought, how many people are going to create something because ChatGPT said, "Oh my gosh, so amazing," you know. Well, Grok is better at playing the devil's advocate and saying, "Have you thought this out?"
Have you waited until the pills wore off?
Yeah. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying one more thing before we.
Is there some
Or-
organic you could show
Yeah,
this to and get a second opinion?
Right.
And maybe a third or a fourth.
Yeah. While I like ChatGPT, it just like I had a brand new idea for one of my podcasts, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And I'm like, I don't even know what I would do with this idea. And it's like, these are all the 40 things you could do with it. And I'm like, well, those are all great, but is this like American Idol where the family told the person they could sing and they can't? Is that how this is going?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm gonna give one more shot here. This laptop might be due for a boot and nuke.
A boot and a nuke.
Nuke it. Boot and pave.
Nuke
Excuse
it from
me.
orbit. It's the
Okay.
only way to be sure.
Yeah.
I have noticed that with the current OS, I have to reboot multiple times during the week to keep my machine happy.
I just rebooted
Yep.
too.
Yeah,
I'm
if
really looking forward to the .1 update.
Really? I haven't had a problem, but
Eric, I am experiencing the problem that Jill luckily has been able to avoid. And my computer does not do well with Electron apps in Big Lake.
Yeah, maybe there
Nope, none of them do.
Well,
Yeah.
right, but on my computer, it is very, very obvious. Like during the big show today,
is.
I had multiple Electron apps crap the bed at the same time, and like it killed Zoom, it killed all these apps.
Oh.
And I mean, luckily, there's more than one recording happening for those shows, because I was just gone, unceremoniously out.
I will happily
Not.
report.
I mean, I got an M4 Pro Mac Mini. I still don't try to load too much on there when I'm going to be recording a show. So I got a Chrome browser open with StreamYard. I've got Farrago going. And what else? That's about it, really.
How much RAM do you have?
32 gigs.
Okay. I think part of my problem is that that I have 16 gig. And when the
And it's
whole
Mac Mini?
Electron thing goes crazy, it starts chewing through all the RAM also.
It's a Mac Mini or something else?
No, this is M2 MacBook Pro.
Okay.
All right. I'm banning this. Let's move on.
I will say that all the Elgato Electron apps got fixed, and so they are all working flawlessly.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
all the
nice.
Rogue Amoeba apps are working too.
Yep.
So they
Yep.
do warn you on startup.
But Rogue Amoeba, they're not doing Electron. Correct?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Yeah, they're not.
I think so.
How can you tell? I guess I'm not old enough in the Mac world of knowing this, but how does one know?
Well,
Other than
sometimes because the developers say, "Hey, we're using Electron," but they're the easiest way to do it. I'll see if I can find the link again. There's a website that's keeping track of
Oh.
Electron apps
Okay.
and which ones have been updated to the version of Electron that fixes the window redraw problem.
Okay.
So what's the advantage?
I think it's easier, or it's an older
Well,
technology.
the advantage of writing it in Electron is
No,
you're writing
what's
for
the advantage
multiple
of using
platforms.
Using Electron apps over something else.
There is no
Easier.
advantage. It's just what the developer chose to use as their environment.
Okay.
If Elgato decides to do Electron, then you got Elgato Electron apps.
Yeah, a lot of developers will use Electron when they when their ultimate goal is basically an app wrapper for a web interface.
Yeah.
I see.
But yeah,
It-
cross-platform.
Easy cross-platform.
So the benefit is mostly toward the developer than the user, even though I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah, the
user
benefits
is
all for the developer.
environment with PC Mac, then that would be easier for them as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
All right, guys. Sorry to keep you waiting here. And sorry to the audience for
Gamet
keeping you
Day.
waiting. Yes. I think everybody's recording. Let me make sure I do my backup on Zoom.
Recording in progress.
All
I just
right.
heard a voice in my head.
Yes.
Recording in progress.
Red rum. Red rum.
Red Rom.
Red Rum. Red Rum.
Red.
Yeah, recording in red rum
Danny's
progress.
not here anymore.
Okay.
Yikes.
Stress. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to episode 392 of In Touch with iOS, the show that talks about iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Apple TV, Vision Pro, Mac, and related technologies. I'm your host, Dave Ginsburg, and we have another full panel this week. We're going to start off, well, our guest this week, Guy Serle. How you doing, Guy? Glad to be here.
Jazz hands. Yes, I'm doing fine, Dave. Thank you for inviting me this week.
Absolutely. Glad to be for you to be here. And also here is Jill McKinley. How you doing, Jill?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm Friday Eve, and I'm glad for it.
I am glad for it as well. Also here, Eric Bolden. How you doing, Eric?
It's been a great day.
Has it? It's good.
Yeah, and this is a better finish.
with the birds that you have behind you this week.
Yep, got the birds. Have my new headband that's comfortable. Yeah,
we're gonna get your
everything perfect.
Get your first review on that. I didn't get mine yet, but we'll get to that. Ben Roethig is here. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing fantastic. And actually excited to talk a little bit of Vision Pro today.
Oh, good. I'm glad to get you to hear what your insights are, what's been happening. Marty Jencius is here as well. Glad to have you here, Marty. How you doing?
A rough week. I just finished doing an accreditation visit on a institution. So it's like 8 hours of meetings on Zoom straight, and then the rest of the time spent writing. So this is a joy point for me in the week.
Glad you're here. Last but certainly not least, Jeff Gamet. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great. I did not have to do 8 hours of Zoom meetings and then write and accreditation and no, none of that. So I guess that means my day's going well.
Okay. I'm glad it is. So we got lots to talk about. My gosh, I couldn't even keep up with all the news this week. Going to be a little heavy in Vision Pro this week because there's a number of things that were talked about this week. We're going to hit on beta's out. Beta 4 was released, and there's a number of other news stories. But let's dive right in, and we'll start off with Vision Pro. In touch with Vision Pro, Apple did release Beta 4 of Vision OS 26.1, and as we do every time with that, nothing was really of any importance about this version. Would you guys agree, Marty and Eric?
Yeah, it was just a scripting to firm up the fact that developers will be able to, some of the things that were tentative the last version are now pretty clear on this version for developers to check and make sure that whatever they're developing fits well with the system. So
yeah, for sure. Eric, anything as well? You're not on beta, so I'm not even going to ask you. But the big announcement this week was from actually Samsung. Is this really, you think, a Vision Pro killer? So Samsung did have a big, huge event. I believe it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? I believe it was. Yes.
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday it was.
Tuesday.
It happened during Mac Voices. That's right. It was Samsung's Galaxy XR. It's a mixed reality headset now available. They announced this with which is going to compete with Apple Vision Pro, and it's at $1,800, which is $1,700 cheaper than the new M5 Vision Pro. But it's much more expensive than Meta Quest VR devices. Samsung says its headset was created with a human-centric design that means to provide long-term comfort. The headset is a frame design, which is supposed to distribute pressure across the forehead and the back of the head, providing support and minimal facial discomfort. And it's got a detachable light shield that offers deeper immersion by blocking out light. It also has a handset that can be used with a headset can be used without it. So yeah, it's definitely, it looks like an interesting product. And Marty, did you actually get one?
Yeah, I did. There it is.
Wow.
It arrived
really
today.
big.
Oh.
And I've had about an hour with it. And frankly, I'm pretty impressed.
Uh-oh.
It's about a third lighter than the Vision Pro headset. That's noticeable. In some ways, I don't think they're, the adjustable. It is really a chop shop of all different headsets. Like the back area is the Pro set or the Pro band for Meta with the little dial in the back so you can tighten and loosen it. Obviously a lot of this looks like Vision Pro. The light shield is different, and I expected more out of it. There's actually a lot of light leakage. Now, I've only had it on my head for an hour. And so maybe it's adjustments, maybe it's things like that. The setup was pretty extensive, but it was also mixed in with the tutorial in order to do it. There are no googly eyes, eyesight or whatever it is, so you don't have to do personas in that way. But it is a combination. I mean, I see this from other headsets. On the side here, there is actually a touch bar that you can use to control things. And that takes me back to Google Glass when they had the sliding touch bar on the side. So it really is like a mashup of some of the parts of of what we've seen with various headsets at this point.
Yeah.
You have the specs. The specs are pretty good. The pass-through, I think, is good. And I had just gotten to the point to after an hour in figuring out how to set it up and how to attach things to it. After an hour, I got to the point where I was able to open up my homepage with the apps that were in there, and then it was dinner time. Okay. So Mom called me down to dinner.
Okay.
And so it is.
Ben, you said you had more Vision Pro discussion, or did you want to throw any in of what you thought?
This would be it.
Okay.
Number one, Marty, you just gave us the comparison before the big outlets. So everybody, you heard it here on In Touch with iOS first.
Yeah.
Second, I do not see this as a Vision Pro competitor, which is good for Apple. However, I do see this as a Vision competitor, which is bad for Apple because they got to the near consumer level first. This is not going to be as powerful. This is going to have a few drawbacks, including the weird, not having the weird googly eye things. But number one, let's face it, Apple pretty much paid for the LCD display tech in this, since the Vision Pro is using Samsung displays.
Right.
And two, this seems like it could be good enough where it can sell in numbers where Vision Pro at twice the price can't. The other thing, at Google's ecosystem, especially when it comes to tablet apps, isn't as good yet. However, if they can get their tablets in order, and the fact that Google is coming out with a full desktop OS next year to replace Chrome OS, Google could find itself as a full-fledged competitor to Apple, but with full AI integration in a hurry in 2026.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking when you were saying that, and I agree with everything you said, is that it could be. And the question in my mind is it going to be friendly to developers? I keep hearing in stories that Apple's not that friendly towards developers. Developers are hesitant to make things for the Vision Pro. And is Samsung going to open? Is it going to be more open? Because that's the benefit of Meta. There are a million apps. They do amazing things. They're a lot of fun, and everyone's encouraged to make it. And I just, I think that if Samsung is more open, like Meta, then I think it can.
The thing is, Samsung's just making the device. This is a total Google system.
Yeah.
I mean, it has all of Google's advantages, including the fact that, unlike Apple, they completely did Street View, which that's going to be really great and spatial.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Vision Pro is kind of its own worst enemy as far as developers go. It's such an expensive platform that people have to question, okay, am I going to buy this thing even before the apps come out? And developers are like, am I going to develop for this thing because it's so damn expensive? There's not going to be that many people that want it. So you've got Facebook on the low end at the $500 to $700 mark for the Meta, and that's a sweet spot. Sorry,
less than that actually. $399 to $500.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not that expensive compared to all of the other headsets that are out there. So anybody with anyone who can afford to buy a iPhone every other year can certainly afford to get a Meta headset. And just the sheer number of Meta headsets out there is going to guarantee that you're going to get a lot more developer traction, because that's where your money is going to be. So as long as Apple keeps the Vision at the price that it is, at the extreme high end, and this is not dissimilar to the whole Mac Windows thing in the 80s. Or 90s for that matter. It's just the Mac was so much more expensive, had less applications, and started to get left behind in the OS wars as well as the application wars.
Yep.
And the Vision could find itself in the same problem.
Anybody else want to add anything, Jeff?
Sure. Okay. Is this a Vision Pro killer?
No.
It doesn't matter. That's not a fair question in this case, because Apple isn't playing that game. So they're not competing in that space. And Apple has already made it very clear that this is a like a very early release product in a new category. And this is more of like a developer release product that anyone with an extra $3,500 burning a hole in their pocket can pick up. The benefit of doing it that way is that you're not limited to just developers writing and producing for the device, because you have users out there that become your de facto beta pool. But everyone's been talking about specs and price on the Samsung thing. It's going to get adoption, not because it's a Samsung device specifically, but because it's running Android XR, and anyone can develop for that, and it won't be just Samsung that has an Android XR face platform out there. So, yeah, this isn't a fair comparison, but I'll use it anyhow, just as an illustration. Look at iPhone versus Android phones. iPhone is very popular, but overall there are more Android phone users, and the developers have the benefit of they write one Android app and it runs on multiple products. You write an iPhone app and it runs on the iPhone. We will see that same pattern here. And also, when I said this is a new product category, Apple really is trying to craft from whole cloth a new computing platform. How successful they will be, who knows? Because Marty, I think you made the comment about it's good enough for the Samsung thing, and for a large number of users, good enough is more than good enough.
True. Go ahead.
I suspect this fits. It's amazing if you look at the stats that the specs that are listed in our show notes, and it fits so neatly in between what the Vision Pro is and what the Meta is. Meta is essentially a gaming platform. It is not a productivity platform. Apple is essentially, or the Vision Pro is essentially geared towards productivity and development. And somewhere in the middle there, with the middle price, is the Galaxy XR. And they have productivity apps on it. And I've even just started seeing YouTube videos and people saying this is how you use it for productivity. But I don't think it has it like you said, Jeff. It's good enough for most people who want to do productivity on a
You
headset.
can buy two for the price of one Vision Pro.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but as soon as you started talking about it, I have the Meta, and you're right, it's kind of a fun toy, and I can pick one up anytime I want to get a new one. But suddenly, and I'm not going to get a Vision Pro because of $3,000. And all of a sudden you said this, and I'm like, well, I could do that.
And I'm fully into the Apple ecosystem, so this is not. I'm not going to start buying Samsung phones, and everything I do is through the Apple ecosystem. This will be a standalone device.
Yeah.
And did everybody see the? How many of us saw the presentation that Samsung did? Okay.
I'm going to watch it right after this.
For those of us who watched it, I don't know if they're going to edit it, but there was some very glaring mistakes that happened during the presentation that was obviously not scripted, where they started talking over before the device could even had a chance to say anything or do anything, and vice versa. The device would start talking before they'd even finished asking the question. And to me, that was like, there's a reason why Apple doesn't do many live presentations anymore. There's a reason why, Steve Jobs famously threw a camera at somebody, told him to fix it because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do during the demo. And while the device, for the most part, during the demonstration was pretty impressive, the screw-ups that happened during that presentation, quite frankly, I don't know who it is that scripted that whole thing, but they should have had that in beta a little while longer. Not so much the device, but the presentation, because that was not ready for prime time.
No.
Yeah. Plus, Samsung has always had this kind of weird culture to its presentations.
Yeah. I don't want to get too deep.
So-
I'll let you do a final comment on it. I don't want to get too deep on how the presentation was, but let's go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think this product is really good news for Apple.
Yeah.
Because the thing Apple was missing was a device that was half its cost that people could consume media. And everybody's been asking for more media to come out, but the people producing it need a broader audience. You can produce media for the Vision Pro and for Apple devices, and it's kind of like the highest end you need to be, and then you adjust it for everything else. So from a production standpoint, I think it makes producing immersive films worthwhile. And that's important. And when you go to produce immersive films, one of the best ways to do it is to have a fleet of Vision Pros with you on the set to do your dailies and review scenes and make sure it's all working.
Mhm.
And Apple's putting a lot of money into training people on how to do this. Blackmagic is putting a bunch of money into, yep, this is how you produce this content. And between that and productivity, that there's a nice number of devices going out. Produce the more content, and then at some future point come up with another device.
Okay.
And in the meantime, you have the fill-in with the Galaxy XR.
Absolutely. All right. Go ahead. Last one for you,
One
Jeff.
last little thing.
Thank you.
If I were a betting man, I would start putting bets on how long it takes before someone dumps the Android XR off of their Galaxy and gets ALVR or some other flavor of Linux VR running on this instead. And when that happens, that's going to be a total niche thing,
Right.
but it's going to be super cool to see what people start doing with their headset.
Okay.
Or we'll hear about it in next portable console next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right. Let's move away from this. I definitely want to hear your reviews of it when you've had more time with it, Marty. I would love to hear how
Yep.
we'll cover that next week, as well as on Vision Profiles, of course. I also wanted to ask you, did you receive your M5 Vision Pro as well?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Have not cracked it open yet.
Okay.
Cracked is probably not the right word to use for one of those.
You've got deep pockets, I tell you.
It's sitting on the floor over there.
Okay.
And
we got something to look forward to. You're going to get 2 reviews.
Every day is Christmas.
And
at
now
Marty's
Jill has
house.
something to look forward to as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we'll put a pin on that, and then definitely come back next week when you've got some more time with both devices, and I can't wait to hear about it. Just a couple of quickie note things about the Vision Pro. Apple did kind of vaguely in a press release talking about all the new products, as they confirmed the Vision Pro is not eligible for trade-in, the first gen. So they will not be allowing customers to trade in the original device towards the purchase of a new model or any other device. And I think that really stinks. And it was in a press release that talked about all the new products, the M5 MacBook Pro and the M5 iPad Pro, and then the Vision Pro M5. So you're going to have a lot of disappointed people who, you're only a year and a half in. I mean, it's kind of typical what happened when the first iPhone came out, and then very shortly thereafter, the next model came out, and then people were unhappy. And then on the it does include that dual band on the box, which I'm going to ask you, Eric, in just a minute, since you've had it for a bit. And then, which I think kind of stinks, that the fact that us first gen, why did we have to buy it? Why couldn't they offer us an upgrade or something a lot less than having to buy it full out? But that's Apple. So. With no trade-in credit to offset the spending, another $34.99 on the updated Vision Pro. I mean, I think a lot of customers are probably going to pass on upgrading the model. I would think I just don't see it. And I mean, even when you sell it privately, I mean, we all, I mean, Marty and all of us have looked at what the pricing on it, and there's $2,000, $1,700, $1,200. And that's crazy after a year and a half of a device that's still perfectly capable of doing what it
Right.
does. Yeah, albeit it's going to have a slower M2 processor, but I'm not ready to upgrade yet. I don't have any deep pockets right now that I could be doing that right now, especially when I have to play a game and wait until I could find out how much I'm going to get from the trade-in. So we'll see where it goes. I bet you they're going to change. I bet they change at some point. Ben, go ahead. You seems like you wanted to give us a comment on this.
Considering what happened Tuesday, this is a really bad week to be doing this.
Yeah, I think so too, because now they have competition somewhat, as we talked, but I think it's definitely going to be something I don't think it's smart on Apple's part. Marty, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I understand it. I think people were kind of depending on it if they wanted to upgrade. I really don't think this release with the M5 was for upgraders.
Right.
It was for enterprise, and it was for people who just needed another kick in the pants
Right.
to be able to purchase it. But now there's a new game in town. And if people are looking for entertainment, some apps, the Google Play Store, we haven't had a chance, and we won't do it now, but maybe we'll talk about it on Monday or next week.
Right.
The idea of the interface and the hand use interface is uniquely different from what you see on Vision Pro. But I don't think the M5 release was for upgraders.
I would probably agree with that.
I really don't.
The other thing
I think it was for enterprise and new.
Jeff, do you want to put any thoughts on this?
I've been sitting here thinking about No Man's Sky on Vision Pro. Okay, here's where I'm going with this. No Man's Sky, still a very popular game years after it was released, and it's just like an open-ended fly around the galaxy and do your thing. And in VR, which I haven't played it there, it's just like bonkers crazy. And I'm thinking, man, being able to do full-on VR for that game on a Vision Pro would be kind of cool. So I know that's totally not what you're asking, but I'm thinking, man, that'd be a good selling thing. But it's making me think,
unless you have motion sickness or get motion sickness.
Yeah, then it's going to be a mess. But I have a hypothesis for you, Dave, getting back to your actual question.
Okay.
And my hypothesis is that Apple is still figuring out what makes fiscal sense for them for a trade-in program for Vision Pro. And it's been out long enough that maybe what they realized is it doesn't make sense for us financially to take these back. But maybe the M5 model, when that one gets upgraded to something else, that'll be the time when they start a return program. But timing wise, man, this is a bad time to find out that's not a thing. And sure, it'll annoy a lot of people. But at the same time, I bet if I went on eBay right now, I would find very high interest in people wanting to buy an M2 Vision Pro, and you'll get more for it that way anyhow.
Yep.
Okay,
one last comment. I want to move on. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I was just saying, I said it last week that I still wonder if it's, oh, well, no one give me a trade-in on this. Hey, Jill, would you like my Vision Pro for $1,000? And now the user group has doubled. We now have a bunch of people who got some for cheaper, and they're happy, and we increased the base of users out there. I don't know, not doubled, but more.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. I just want to get through a couple quickie things here. Eric should be very happy. Apple did release the new Vision Pro developer strap. So when you do get a new M5, you'll be able to buy that same price, $299. A big waste of money, in my opinion, but okay. It is interesting to see now Apple is having Vision Pro made in Vietnam, so it's not going to be in China, which is great. I like to see more production go into other countries. And obviously, the government is probably going to allow it and not hit them with tariffs. That's a whole other story, which I'm not going to go into. But interesting to see that. And then also Vimeo announced that it's...
I need to stop you for a second, Dave.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Um,
Sorry. Mute me.
That was something else.
It's okay. So the whole thing with Vision Pro now being made in Vietnam, great. But I'm not happy because the sentence ends there. It should be Vietnam and that and is another country, because this is a perfect example of an incredibly fragile production pipeline. If something happens, and it could be like a big storm that keeps finished units from being exported out of Vietnam, it could be anything else. It stops the pipeline. It should always be this country and this country. And I'm hoping that we will soon get the and part of this sentence.
The problem with that, Jeff, is scale. You know, it's easy to do it for something like the iPhone because there's so many millions of them that have to be made. But when you're talking about products like the Mac or the Vision Pro, it's so expensive to set up a manufacturing line, not only just in one country, but in two countries, that, you know, is it really worth the cost of doing so?
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. So yeah, but yet a perfect example of how companies are more than willing to have incredibly brittle production pipelines,
Including Apple.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Vimeo announced support for 3D video formats on the Vision Pro. That's great to hear. So we're seeing more support for 3D viewing on that. So check that out. All these articles are in the show notes, so check that out. So let's go ahead and move on. I want to talk a little bit about beta. Apple did release all the betas on iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and then and others. They all were released. watchOS, tvOS. Some of the things that they've added more languages for Apple Intelligence. The Liquid Glass has been expanded to the iPhone's app keypad, and then Apple Music has a new swipe gesture for changing tracks. And there's a visual change to the calendar, the Safari, and Photos. It's going to be out. It is out now. If you're beta testing, public beta is out as well. So they're saying that probably the betas won't be, the final release may not be until, I would probably say, November at this point. So a couple things I wanted to mention too is in iOS 26.1, the transparency toggle. I think that's something that's going to be exciting for a lot of people who cannot stand liquid glass. So you're now going to have a toggle for customizing the look of liquid glass. Under display and brightness, there's going to be an option to switch between clear and tinted settings. So you can adjust that to the way you kind of like it. It's going to be a lock screen camera swipe. In the camera section of the settings app, there's a lock screen swipe to open the camera setting, and turning it off disables the feature where the swipe left to open the camera is not from the lock screen. More phone haptics, Apple Intelligence settings, not much going on there. So they're continuing to evolve with iOS 26. So we're seeing a lot more items in there. I think I'll just get Ben real quick. If what anything you noticed that you liked on the release for beta on iPhone.
Well, I have both the tint and the no camera swipe on, and I really like both of those options. I mean, tinted is not going to get rid of liquid glass. It's just going to make it a little more frosted. Where if you didn't like it completely see-through, I who like that liquid glass think that tinted is actually a little bit better.
Yeah. So it's it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that goes. Because, like I said, I don't mind liquid glass, but a lot of people are not too excited about it. So, but it'll keep evolving. We'll see what happens. Let's also the Mac OS, the Tahoe came out too. I don't think there was really much to say to what was released on Mac OS. Marty, you run it on, I know, beta on Tahoe. What did you notice anything? That I don't think there's too much exciting. It's kind of like Vision OS. There ain't much going on.
Yeah.
So, and tvOS, watchOS, and Vision OS, of course, we talked about was all released as well. Couple topics I wanted to hit here real quick here. This was an important one. This came across late last week, just after we did the last week's show. There is a new iPhone security setting that you really should turn off immediately. This was a Mac world, and it happens to all of us when the iPhone's running out on power. You can't wait to get home. You need to charge as soon as possible, or maybe you're getting to board a plane and you want to top off your phone's battery. But many locations, there's always going to be a place you can plug in, but can you trust what you plug in? So you got to be careful. But the problem is what happened was that this setting was turned on automatically. So if you plug something in, then you want, before you would get a warning. Do you trust this device? Do you trust this computer? Do you trust anything? Well, you really should not trust it, and you want to decide. You make the decision whether or not you can see it or not. So basically, what you have to do is you go into always locked, and the way you do it is you go into iOS 26 or iPad 26 or later in the settings, go into privacy and security, scroll down until you find the security section, tap to wired accessories. You have 4 options: always ask for new accessories, and then automatically allow when unlocked, permission if the device is unlocked, or always allow unlock, and it's set to always. So that's not good. So make sure you're turning off that setting, because I don't think that's a very good idea to have that on by default as being automatic. Everybody here turn that off, because we did talk about this earlier last week.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm trying to. It's not letting me.
Really? Oh, you're in beta too.
So just to be clear, the always when unlocked, that's the key thing. It's when it's unlocked.
Right.
But yeah, changing it to always ask totally makes sense for me.
Yeah. So more of a PSA than anything else. I think it's important to know that. So for those of us who are into sports, the Apple Sports app just got better with the NFL and college football fans. You got the live play-by-play information that's actually showing up in the app. So that's really cool. Marty, did you try this? I think I tried it as well. I think it was cool to see the Apple continues to evolve this app for sports.
Yeah. I think the problem I had was I had too many teams that I wanted to know about.
Okay.
So I was constantly turning off or constantly swiping out notifications. And then they'd come back and tell me the score at the end of the quarter. And then they'd come back and tell me the same score at the beginning of the next quarter. So, yeah.
Oh, anybody else tried this app? Ben, you did, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's now replaced the ESPN app for live activities for me.
That's good.
Dave, I found it to be really useful when I'm looking up the sports number.
You never look up that.
No, I don't.
It's those costumes,
Right?
I'll never let you down on that one. I always have to tease.
That's perfecally fine, because it warms my heart.
I know.
Because I will always remember how upset my dad was when I asked about the costumes for the players.
Yeah.
I can beat that, but I'm not going to do it here.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to this moment, Guy.
That might be an after dark segment. So we did talk about this pre-show, but I wanted to hit on it a little bit here. OpenAI's ChatGPT Atlas browser was released this past week. Actually, we discovered it. It was on Tuesday as we record. It's a dedicated AI browser that includes the ChatGPT integration. OpenAI is saying that the browser was designed around the question, what if you could chat with your web browser? The dedicated Ask ChatGPT sidebar allows users to actually ask the chatbot questions directly from the browser without having to go to the app and do it. And you'll also be able to do other things like provide page summaries, compare products, answer questions about content on a website, edit and check code, and more. Because you can see what the user is looking at, the browser memory is included for personalization purposes, and Atlas will learn more about the user over time, just like what ChatGPT does when you start asking it lots of questions. For searches, the browser opens a ChatGPT-based response, but there are quick access tabs to do traditional searches and other options. The ChatGPT sidebar is meant to stay open while the browsing takes place, providing a browsing companion. It also includes OpenAI's operator AI agent that can take actions and complete web-based tasks like the booking restaurant reservations, ordering groceries, and so on and so forth. The one thing that is kind of intriguing, I think, is the fact that you can ask it what it sees on this website and try to summarize what it's reading. It knows what you're looking at right at the web page. Whereas in ChatGPT before, you would have to put the link into there and say, hey, summarize this page for me, or tell me about something that you're wanting to find out about something that's on that page. So I think this could be a trend here. I mean, Gamet is out for as far as or get the name of the other one that's a Perplexity, and so they already had come out with their new version of the browser. So is this a trend? I'd like to hear your thoughts, Jeff, on this.
You're right. This is a trend, and this is a trend that Google, I think, is really scrambling to make sure that they don't lose control of the situation. When you do your search in Atlas, it is by default, as you were pointing out, a ChatGPT search and not a Google search, and that's important because what's happening when you use Atlas or Comet or any of the other browsers that are an IA tool like that, you are sidestepping Google, and that's a big problem for Google's business model. So what we're seeing here, this is the future of web browsing and the future of web searching.
Right.
And how well that plays out overall, I don't think is a matter of how good the browser element is in these apps. It's going to be how good are the systems at really being able to learn and understand what you're looking for, and will they be able to find that content, or is it going to favor AI slop content? Which is not to say all AI generated content is slop, but there's a lot of vacuous AI content out there that will pop up even in Google as a top search result. So, yeah, this is the way of the future. We need to be learning how these types of browsers work for us today, so we're prepared when we see the big shift for everyone, however long it is down the road.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, this is the trouble.
Go ahead,
this is
go ahead,
really
Guy.
trouble for Google. If other companies, other AI companies besides ChatGPT, remember they've been pushing the Chrome browser out for a really, really long time. So, including a browser with your machine learning AI, whatever you want to call it, isn't impossible, which ChatGPT just showed. So I think we're looking at a whole different series of browsers coming from a lot of these different AI companies. And it's just going to be a question of how well does it integrate with the browser? How well is your privacy protected when you use this browser? I don't mind them using my search results. I just don't want to be identified as being the person who generated those results. So, go ahead and use machine learning to get all of that information. Just don't associate it with any individual. And then you've kind of got both bases covered. And that likely could put Apple at a disadvantage as far as browsing goes, because they're getting paid $1 billion a year by Google to have Chrome as one of the browsers that's on all of the platforms that Apple sells.
I think you're wrong on this being a problem for Apple because they are savvy. And if
they haven't been with AI.
No, they haven't. Yeah. And so assuming they can get their poop in a group on that, then they have the opportunity to create the browser that does everything you just asked for. Mm-hmm. And when you talk about integration, we need to think bigger with integration. How well does your browser integrate with all of your data?
Okay. Well, it needs to be strong and soft.
It needs to be strong and soft. We're talking about a 2-ply browser here.
Yes. Yes, exactly. We need it.
I can offer you a 4-ply browser if you like.
Oh my gosh, we're going here.
Quilted.
All right. Instead of talking about plies, let's go ahead, Marty. Give us your thoughts on this.
I don't have any thoughts on this.
Okay.
I don't have much to add on that.
Okay.
Yeah. All my thoughts are now the paper products aisle at Walmart.
Very good.
Guys are scaring me that I had the biggest comment on that.
Anybody else want to add anything to this?
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm noticing, because I do almost everything in ChatGPT these days, research things, write things that, because I'm terrible at writing, so it helps with my grammar and picking better words. And the problem is I'm seeing people using ChatGPT to be a task manager, to be a diary, to be all these different things. And it suddenly struck me that if you have a browser, suddenly you can have a front-end interface, a web interface for all your task lists, all your diary entries, whatever it is you're doing with it. The one thing that's missing is I can ask ChatGPT, hey, what are my tasks today? Or it's winter now. What are my winter tasks now that it's winter? But I don't have a cute little Todoist app face, to it. And I think this will give it, it can become the everything now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a reason why this is starting as a Mac only app.
That's it. It's Mac only.
And it's because they can, and this is my hypothesis, they can build the integrations that they really need to help give you the Jill app that you want.
Right. That's what I want. I want my own Notion, built for me, and they can do it.
All right. Because let's be perfectly honest here. Number one, I think we're far past the point where ChatGPT can be seen as anything near a fad. It is clearly going to be the future.
Yeah.
And these guys want to be your system at some point. They are where Google was 20 years ago.
Right.
I think that's why Microsoft is having a divorce with ChatGPT, a slow divorce with them. They see the writing on the wall.
Oh, I'm seeing.
Isn't Copilot powered by ChatGPT?
It is, but now they're starting to say we're going to mix it up a little bit. I think they made a deal with Perplexity, so they're like it's a slow divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I just put a link in our chat that of an article that came out late today. OpenAI acquires Apple shortcut creators to bring deep Mac integration to ChatGPT. So if they have shortcut creators that can develop, and this was announced right at the day after Atlas came out.
Right.
If they have shortcut creators, they can create the Jill interface.
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay. Thank you for the validation, Marty. I had no idea this article was out there.
It's incredible.
And
Yeah, we have it in our show
Yeah.
notes now.
I'm looking forward
now
to
it's in the
the
show
Guy
notes.
application.
We all are, Guy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to some news this week. And I know this is going to be something that's really good for Ben here. GM is to remove CarPlay from all future vehicles, including gas cars. General Motors has begun the phasing out the CarPlay in its electric vehicles. They did that back in 2023, leading to complaints from iPhone users, but the company has no plans to back down. In fact, they're going even further to plan to remove CarPlay. This was an interview with The Verge, and CEO Mary Barra says that the company opted to prioritize its platform for EVs, but the change will eventually will expand across the entire GM portfolio. Says a lot of plans, quoting her, is a lot depends on what you do and update to that vehicle. When you look at the fact that we have over 40 models across our portfolio, you just don't do this and then say they all update. As we move forward to each new vehicle and major new vehicle launch, I think we're going to see consistent on that. And we made a decision to prioritize our EV vehicles during this time frame. But as we move forward, we're going to continue to do it across the portfolio. And it goes on, but all these decisions, and let's face it, I just don't see how this is going to help GM in the long run.
It's not.
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah,
Are they saying
let Ben go first. Thanks. Thank you.
Well, they can keep the leadership right where they are when they tear down the Ren Center.
Yeah.
This is the stupidest decision GM has ever made. It pretty much just says, hey, if you're not using Android, we don't want you buying one of our cars.
Yeah. That's what I think. I'm never going to buy a GM car ever again. If
No.
haven't owned one in many, many, many years. So.
Yep. And this is coming from a person who my great uncle owned a Chevy dealer.
Yep.
So growing up, my loyalty was to General Motors. Yeah, this makes it completely impossible for me to buy any GM product.
Yep.
Go ahead, Guy.
Now, is what I'm curious about from the way that you phrase that, does that mean that if people bring their car in for whatever kind of service and they do a update on their infotainment system, that CarPlay will start working on older models as well?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, I
Wouldn't
would
surprise me.
I'd be surprised.
But yeah, I won't be buying. My criteria for a car, it has to have blindside monitoring and it has to have CarPlay.
Right.
And if it doesn't have those two things, keep the car. I don't want it.
Right. Jeff, what'd you think?
I think this is a stupid move on GM's part.
Yep.
And shows that they put shareholder value over customer value. Like this is a surprise. That's how how so many industries work. But here's my big question. In the grand scheme of things, does this even matter? And Ben, I totally get the yes part because I think it does, but we're in the echo chamber. How important is this to people outside the echo chamber? Now, I can say anecdotally, it's really important, but that's because the people that I encounter on a regular basis who find this important are either, even if they're not in the echo chamber, they're very much into their Apple products, or because they know me, they have more information about products, and therefore they have a higher interest in CarPlay.
Oh, my non-techie best friend will not buy a vehicle that does not have CarPlay. He just puts a brand new stereo in his truck to make it work with CarPlay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Jeff, I'm sorry, you said that the GM is placing their shareholders above their customers. I can't believe the shareholders are wild about this decision either, because the shareholders want to see their stock go up, not go down.
That's a really good point.
But it
Go ahead,
will,
Jill.
because selling services is the next new thing. And so now you can't. So my non-tech friends are totally into this, and even the ones who are not in our ecosystem, because it's also Android too. So it's none of them. So now you're going to have to buy GM service to do all the things that you used to be able to do for free.
Right.
And that's where they're going to get their money. And so they're
Data.
betting that this is going to be more money than the cars.
They're stealing data as well and
I
selling
will
it.
say that it's not going to use Android Auto. However, it is an Android automotive based system.
Right. But you can't just plug an Android phone into it and have it work unless somebody
No,
comes up with
but-
an app for that.
But it works directly from the Play Store.
Crazy. Eric, you want to add anything?
So what does this do to accessory makers? Because now you have an old car that doesn't have CarPlay. You can just go out and buy a radio that has CarPlay.
Sure.
With how they're doing this, it wouldn't make sense for them to let anybody swap a radio out, because
Right.
that would break their ecosystem.
May
So
probably break the car as well.
I
We're
have a hypothesis.
We're at the point
on
now
that too.
when these kinds of devices are no longer interchangeable with other devices that do the same thing, because it's all interconnected within the car itself. Your information, your temperature controls, and so much else that you rely on your car giving you as far as information goes every single time you start the engine. So you can't just replace the radio. You're not driving a 2016 Nissan. You're driving a car that has a 22-inch screen in it, and trying to replace whatever kind of interface that they have that uses that screen is going to be impossible.
Yeah. Go ahead. Well, Jeff, you're going to be the last word on this with your
Oh,
hypothesis.
sorry, Jeff.
Okay. We've all seen the ads for those portable CarPlay devices. Whoa. Make me small again. Make me
camera
small
It
again.
just zoomed.
Why did it do that? Listen
Every
to me,
single
people.
pore.
Listen. I'm sorry. I guess I'm going to have to launch the Ozbot app to fix it. Anyhow, pay close attention. All of those screens that you can just stick on your dashboard and give you CarPlay.
Yeah.
That's going to be the thing.
Yeah.
Those are going to get more popular.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, how do I make this small again?
I like little head Jeff better. I don't.
Yeah.
Big head Jeff scares me.
There we go.
All right.
I found the setting.
So,
Okay, I have the hand gesture stuff turned off for my camera. Why did it do that? Because I'm assuming it was a hand.
It happens
anyhow.
all the time on the Insta360 link too as well.
But it was very dramatic, wasn't it?
It
And
was
everyone
very
really
scary.
listened.
It was a
There is a setting on the Insta360
turn it off. Yeah.
interface that turns that on and off.
Yeah, and this is an Ozbot. And
Ozbot.
I turned it off, but apparently turning it off doesn't actually mean it's not going to continue to function.
Yeah. All right. Another topic I like to hit real quick is that, and of course this is all rumor and speculation, but I thought it was interesting to see, Ming Chi Kuo, we always trust and value his insights on everything here.
Trust the quo.
Trust
the quo.
Just like the
That is quo.
Terminator. So Apple's iPhone Air experiment fails. The supply chain cuts production by 80%. iPhone Air's demand failed to meet Apple's expectations as the company's supply chain is scaling back shipments and production. He reports suppliers are expected to reduce capacity for more than 80% between now and the first quarter of 2026. And some components with the longer lead times will be discontinued by the end of 2025. According to Google, he says the iPhone Air's poor performance suggests that the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro models already covered the majority of the high-end user demand. So there's little room for new market segments. And you go on and on about some of the other production questions, and then the fact that Samsung is also going to cancel development of its next generation Galaxy S series because of disappointing sales. And Marty, you have an iPhone Air, and do you think this is something?
Love it,
and you like it? Okay.
Yeah, and other people that have it, that have gotten it, love it too. I mean, that I've been communicating with, but I don't know. I think the fact that they're making shifts in their supply chain doesn't necessarily mean that the product is dead.
Right.
If that was the case, then the Vision Pro would be dead. We wouldn't be seeing an M5. I just, whether the supply chain means something or doesn't, I don't think it matters in terms of the future of the Air. Even if this is half of a fold phone, I really do enjoy it. And for those folks who wanted lighter, smaller devices, this is the phone that, if they are not photo crazy people who want the best cameras, or they're just using their phone to take a picture, this is the phone for them to get, I think.
I mean, give me a break. The phone just came out in September. We're in October. I mean,
yeah.
And you're already deciding this a month into this just because you're just kind of just guessing. And I mean, you have, that's why sometimes I don't even want to bring up these rumor and speculation stories, but I just be curious to see where the iPhone Air goes. I mean, it's a nice phone. It's not for me, but I think, like you said, Marty, you like it, and I'm sure it's becoming kind of your daily driver now, right? You like it, instead of even have your 16E, you don't even use anymore, right?
My 16E is shut off. Couldn't sell it because they won't take it. It's a new model,
right?
Because there's no replacement for it. So I have that sitting on my desk, and I have the 17 Pro Max. On the charger all the time, because I'm not, when I go to school or go out, to do something, I grab the Air.
Good. Ben, did you want to add something to this?
Yeah, this was never meant to be a high volume product.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with that single camera. This is the product kind of like the iPhone 10 back in the day. That sets the table to what the iPhone's going to be like for the next 10 years. I think the next generation of other iPhones are going to end up being a lot thinner because of the Air.
Yeah. Technology be there. Anybody want to add anything else?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead.
Okay. First off, why does everyone take Ming-Chi Kuo as some sort of arbiter of Apple truth? He does not have the information to do more than weave a tapestry from a single thread. And Apple has a history of ramping up production, and then after product release, they scale way back on what they're ordering from their for their supplies, for their parts, because they've already done the big ramp up. And I bet if you went and looked at components for all these other devices right after launch, we will see that that there's a scale back on part supplies. That does not mean that this is a product that isn't selling well, that people aren't interested in. Here's the scenario in my head that has to happen for Ming-Chi Kuo to really be able to say what he's saying with authority. Okay, the Apple parts ordering person walks into the grungy little office, and he goes, "Hey, Vinny, so, that new iPhone Air we making, it's kind of tanking, if you know what I mean. So let's on the lowdown not order so many bolts and crap for that thing, right?" As if something like that would ever happen.
Yeah.
And that's the only way he could actually know that it's not selling well. It's because someone who has the information says it's not selling well, and here's the spreadsheet with the data to back it up.
Right.
And then
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Gamet does a show a night and 2 on the weekend.
There you go.
Tip your
Don't forget
waiters.
to tip your waiters.
That's it. Don't forget it. Go ahead, Guy.
Oh, I was just going to say, then they go out for cannoli.
And then they go out for cannoli.
Yep, and then someone that ends up in the river.
Yes.
Eric or Jill, you want anything?
Staying away from that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear you do an inappropriate accent.
One last.
Go ahead, Jill.
I was going to say about it is that, like I said, and maybe this is more of like a girl problem, but you get tiny pockets. We don't have very big pockets in our jeans and stuff like that. And so I just think that if you're not into photography, and imagine someone, New York City, they got the cute jeans, they're walking out, going to dinner. They just want something they can slide in their pocket and do that. And this phone is great for that. And I'm always going to get addicted to the camera, so I'm always going to buy a Pro. But I see not every, I think this is a really good thing because, like I said, it just, these phones are big in pockets. Even the smallest Pro is big.
Jill, you have that also suggestion works for not just women, but also for men. I keep my phone in my breast pocket.
Oh, yeah.
If I get a 16 or 17 Pro Max, every time I bend over, I feel like it's going to fall out of my pocket.
Yeah.
The weight's going to take it out of my pocket. So smaller phones.
Don't you do it, Guy.
No, I'm just being very quiet here.
Okay, please.
I'm quiet.
He's
Plus,
biting his
everybody
tongue.
who has talked about the Air absolutely loves it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I bet if you looked back at the monthly newsletter that whoever it is that Minji Kuo works for puts out every single year, right around this time, this product is failing, that product is failing because supply lines are going down. He's got to have something to put into the newsletter to send to investors to try to convince them to spend more money or buy more shares of whatever stock it is that they're pushing for this week.
Yeah.
And it's shameless what these analysts will do to get headlines.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to say what I was thinking about just a second.
Don't. I'm gonna hit to the chat here. YouTube.com/InTouchWithIOS. I didn't mean to ignore you guys. Webb Bixby's been in there. Great to have you. And he talked about the GM thing. He says expletive GM, and then he also says he's an admitted Ford guy. And then Jeff, you have a big head that will stick. So
It's going to be a thing.
yeah, it's gonna be a thing.
That's probably going to end up on T-shirts.
It could.
Yeah, just hold up your hand again and go like this.
It could.
Yeah, let's see if I fixed it. Looks like I did.
All right. Anyway, couple quick stories here. The cosmic orange of iPhone 17 Pros, like I have here, is apparently some are experiencing a discoloration issue. Apple is facing a small but growing cluster of reports that the new cosmic orange finish on the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max is shifting towards a rose gold or pink hue for a subset of users, in some cases prompting device replacements. Multiple posts on Reddit and TikTok have over the past week of this week described the color of the anodized aluminum frame on the 17 Pro changing over time, which the time is only a month. That's just crazy if that's happening, And so they went through and said this, and some reports of saying that it was due to contact with peroxide-based solvents or prolonged ultraviolet exposure. Apple does have a support website instructing consumers using a 70% isopropylene alcohol wipe, 75% ethyl alcohol wipe, or Clorox disinfecting wipes. You may gently wipe the exterior surfaces of your iPhone. Don't use products with moisture on any openings, and don't submerge your phone into any cleaning agents. So yeah, we all know all this. So I think this is just an isolated incident. Honestly, you're always going to get people to scare you. Oh yeah, look, I spent all this money on an iPhone with the cosmic orange. It's no good. So mine looks perfectly fine.
And it's now cosmic grapefruit.
Yeah, it's grapefruit. Mine on the camera I'm showing, it looks perfectly fine to me. So I mean, it's been fine. So
I think this is going to be this will be the end of this run for the color. Seriously.
It could be. I think it will be.
As popular as it is right now, I call it presidential spray tan or Home Depot. or Home Depot.
Show title now there.
I like that color.
Oh my
Thanks.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm doing everything I can to inject into the conversation something that creates a cognitive dissonance with that color for folks. So,
all right, I'm going to move on.
It's also proof that blue is by far the superior color.
It is. I would agree. I like blue. Just
I bet it'll be periwinkle after you wipe it down with the Clorox wipe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm moving on. All the new products are out at the Apple stores this week. They came out yesterday as we record. The 14-inch MacBook Pro, the iPad Pro, and the Vision Pro are all available at Apple stores. They've talked about the updated 14-inch MacBook Pro. The base model also offers 2 times faster SSD read and write speeds. The updated Vision Pro, as we know, 120 hertz support. And we've also talked about the iPad as well. So if you want to go to the store, I didn't mention that earlier, that you can do a new demo of the new M5, which I may do just to see how it is when I go into an Apple store next. But I'm not going to buy it. But we're definitely going to wait to hear what Marty's review is on that as well. And then lastly, I wanted to hit real quick was YouTube is actually did roll out an AI likeness detection tool to prevent deepfakes. The YouTube today began rolling out this new AI likeness detection feature, which lets creators detect, manage, and request the removal of unauthorized videos that use AI to generate or alter the creator's facial likeness. According to YouTube, the feature is meant to safeguard identities and prevent audiences from being misled by deepfakes. The likeness detection tool is available in YouTube Studio under a content detection tab. After completing an identity verification progress, which actually requires a photo ID and a selfie video, creators will be alerted to when an AI-generated video is using their likeness. The YouTube Studio will show a list of videos with the titles, channels, and the channel views and dialogue, along with an option to request removal. So I guess this is not a bad deal to do this. I mean, we were already concerned about these deepfakes. Guy, go ahead. What do you think?
No, it's a great idea, and why they haven't done this before, I don't know. Because YouTube has avoided prosecution in the past for copyright infringement and all the rest of that. Yeah. Mostly because they changed the rules for content creators to use copyright material. Well, there's really nothing that's much more that shouldn't be much more copyright than someone's likeness and their voice and their mannerisms and everything else. Right. Just don't do it. Make your own content when it comes to actual video.
Yep.
Good God.
Jeff, you want to add anything to this?
I'm curious to see how effective it is.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the track record of AI detection tools, in general, there's a ton of false positives and missed positives. Mm-hmm. And I question how good this is going to be at catching those. And we see it's like almost weekly there's new improvements for the quality of these deepfake videos. Right. So, at what point do we get where you can't use a tool like this to accurately detect any deepfake video?
Right. Ben, anything to add?
I can't think of anything that they haven't already said.
All right. Eric?
No, I'm good.
Jill, Marty?
I was thinking about Sora. You
gave us a code last week.
Right. And if you look at it, so you start seeing, like, I made an image of myself and I'm friends with Allison. So I made a video of the two of us in Iceland for no apparent reason, just because I wanted to see what it did. And then all of a sudden I started seeing people making all sorts of videos of all sorts of people, friends or people who couldn't possibly be their friends, like, James Cagney, or people are dead. And then a story came out that said that Robin Williams' daughter asked people to stop making videos of Robin Williams and sending them to her,
Right.
and stop putting them on YouTube. And this just exploded with everyone making videos of people.
Right.
And yeah, that's what I think is happening.
All right. Yep. It's scary, but here's the day and age here.
But I thought I put my own image up there. So am I going to now be a template?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Marty, anything you want to add?
No, everybody said what I think is important about this in terms of deep fakes.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, thank you for being here this week, everybody, or on the panel. That was a lot to go over this week. There was a ton of stuff. I could probably keep going, but I think we probably should wrap it up. It's been a long episode, but a good episode. So thanks for everybody in the chat that was here joining us tonight as well. So let's go ahead and wrap up. That's a wrap for this week. Please send your comments, questions, and suggestions to our email address, which is feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can follow us on Blue Sky and Mastodon at intouchwithios. Support the show by buying me a coffee at intouchwithios.com/coffee. We'd really appreciate it. You can become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/intouchwithios. We have 2 tiers available to support the show. Please, we would really appreciate it. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe like Webb Bixby did, and Cletus, and Brian was here earlier. He joined us at our YouTube. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/intouchwithios, where we live stream. And the live stream stays out there afterwards. You can go watch it. And we also provide audio of this podcast, and as well as for all past shows. You also can check out In Touch with iOS on Flipboard, where many of the topics we talk about are flipped in that magazine. The links in our show notes. You can like, share. You can also join us through one of your favorite podcatchers, which is like Pocket Cast, Overcast, and Apple Podcasts, and many others. But better yet, just go to our website. That's at intouchwithios.com, where all the links to all the ways to listen to us are there on that site. I am Dave Ginsburg. You can find me on Blue Sky and Mastodon at DaveG65. And we're going to mix it up here a little bit. We'll have Jeff Gamet tell us where we can find you. Thanks for being here this week.
Well, first, thank you for being so tolerant of me. I do appreciate it, and I understand what a burden it is. You can find me on the social medias as J Gamet, and I'm most active on Mastodon, Blue Sky, and PixelFed right now. Then for shows, Tuesdays on Chuck Joiner's Mac Voices Live, here for your show, Dave, In Touch with iOS on Thursdays. The Big Show and the Mac Show on the British Tech Network. Brian Chaffin and I do The Context Machine, and Patrice Brendamore and I do Retro Rewatch.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Guy Serle, so glad you made it this week. Thanks for being here.
I tried to be good, Dave.
Yeah, well,
I really did try.
I think we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, there was a lot of restraint on my part.
Where can people find you, Guy? Thanks for being here.
You can find myself and the Gaz of Maz over at the G-Men Show. If you enjoyed the My Mac podcast, you should check out our new show. It's available through most of the various podcatchers of your choice. If you like the show, tell your friends. If you didn't like the show, tell your enemies. You can also send me an email to guy@mymac.com. We are currently searching for even more little 5 to 10 second bumpers where you can say pretty much anything you want to say about me or Gaz, and we will play it during the show. As far as social media goes, you can find me over there on the Twaxter as both Mac Parrot and Vert Shark. I am also on the Skies Are Blue as Mac Parrot.
Thank you so much, Guy.
Welcome.
Ben Roethig, thank you for being here. And where can people find you?
Well, you can find me at Ben Roethig on your social media of choice. You can find my writings and ravings, if I ever choose to do so again, at roethigtech.com. You can also find me on such shows as the Big and Mac shows when I'm not working, on the British Tech Network, and on the absent Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices Live.
Thanks, Ben. Eric Bolden, thank you for being here and all your wisdom of Vision Pro and all the fun. We've had some great conversations off the show here this week. So thanks for sharing all the stuff you did and help the show along a little bit with our Vision Pro coverage. Where can people find you?
Well, sitting in virtual space somewhere with my Vision Pro. Otherwise, I can be found on Mastodon at EA Bolden at mas.to. Mondays on Vision Profiles, and covering Vision OS. Tuesdays on Mac Voices, covering Mac OS, and of course here on Thursdays on In Touch with iOS, covering all the rest of the OSs and wrapping up the week with additional news.
All right. Thanks so much. Jill McKinley, thank you always for being here. I really appreciate it. Where can people find you?
Oh gosh, thanks for having me. You can find me and everything I do at jillfromthenorthwoods.com. And that has all the links. And I'm primarily on YouTube, X, and you can email me.
All right. Great. Last but certainly not least, Marty Jencius. Thank you always for being here. It's always a pleasure having you. Where can people find you?
This is like the first kiss of the weekend for me. Everything goes wonderful after being here tonight, and I love hanging out with all of you, despite what my parole officer warns me about. You can find me at Jencius, Jencius at Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Also, Blue Sky and Mastodon.social is mainly my socials right there. Monday night with Vision Profiles with Dave and Eric. Tuesday nights here. Tuesday nights with Chuck on In Touch with Tuesday nights with Chuck on Mac Voices. Wednesday nights on my new podcast called Galaxy X Files. No, I'm only kidding.
Wait, another one?
No, not that kind of Galaxy. No, I'm not going to do another podcast now that I have a Galaxy headset.
Oh my gosh.
Thursdays
The
here.
apps are out there.
Yeah. That's it. Now I might wind up doing it just for that tagline. Anyways, it's fun to be here. Thank you. And thanks for all the folks that I get to play with on Thursday nights.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody who listened, who watched, is here to enjoy the show. We enjoy doing it and have such a great panels every week. But we'll be back again next week. Until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll talk again soon. Woohoo. And I'm going to say good night to the live stream. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
live stream.
Hands.